Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video, which is the review of the Age of Opulence palette from Beauty Bay, from the Beauty Bay brand, and this is how she looks, and this is how she looks from the inside. Sweeties, this is such a cute palette. It is kind of dark leaning because all the lighter shades in this palette are basically light neutral shimmers, but if you are in for darker colors, you know, you will see it. You will see, of course, me creating this look, and also I have done two more looks which you will see in pictures right before the review part, and sweeties, all of them are dark. You know, obviously, because this is really intense. This is an intense palette, and don't buy it if you cannot handle dark colors, sweeties. Okay, that is of course what we're doing. Also, you will see swatches, and besides that, if you've just found me, I'm Leorah. I'm a makeup artist and stylist. I'm living for colorful, bold makeup, and I love colorful styling. So feel free to, of course, check out my channel and also my social media, which is linked in the description box, so you can get a bigger picture of what I'm doing here. Besides that, of course, subscribe to my channel. I would absolutely love to have you here. If this is the vibe that you're going for, then welcome to my channel. Okay, sweeties, I also want to talk to you about something that has been requested, and again, please let me know what you would like me to talk about, my view on things or my experiences or whatever on certain subjects. Please leave it in the comments or send it to me on Instagram, so I will have something to talk about while I'm doing my makeup, because I love to chat with you, and of course I want to talk about stuff that interests you. Okay, so that is that. In just a second you will know what we're talking about today. And that is that. So sweeties, I hope you will enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's go right into it. Okay, sweeties, hello. Okay, it is now very early in the morning. And I have the feeling that I tied my turban too tight, and literally there is no blood going into my brain. But in any case, we're going to do a spectacular look, probably. Okay, so this is the Age of Opulence palette, as you know, and I am planning to do, I want to do like something with this a little bit, you know, maybe incorporating this one and also a black. Like, I want this to be dark, you know, for some reason I'm just so into dark looks. What can I do? Okay, and because it is so early, and because it has been requested, I am going to talk to you about what a normal day in my life looks like. Are you interested? Okay, sweeties, as always, if you have any topics for me, okay, that you want me to talk about or to consider talking about, then please write them to me, okay? Write them to me either by DM on my Leorah Cosmetics Instagram or here in the comment section. Okay, so sweeties, let us go in with, I have no idea, let's go in with this one maybe. Okay, this is the shade Dandy. All right, so let's put that one in the crease. No, you know what, no, let's not do that. Let's go in with what? Speakeasy. This one. Okay, let's go in with a darker shade, because why not? All right, so anyway, what does a normal day look like? Now, I'm going to give you the skeleton, okay? You can always add to that doctor's appointments, I don't know, certain assignments that you suddenly get from one of the teachers of my kids. Bring for tomorrow this and this and that, and then you have to run out in the evening and try to get that, because 500 families in my neighborhood will do exactly the same, because also they don't have it at home, you know? Yeah. Okay, these certain bursts of inspirations that teachers sometimes have when they think like, do that till tomorrow, you know, and your kids come home in the afternoon and you're like, okay, so now I'm home with 7 kids, how I am supposed to go out now, you know? And I've complained about this so many times, like really, but anyhow. All right, so I'm just gonna pile this on a little bit here, and then we shall see what else happens to this look. Okay, sweeties, I'm getting up at 3:30 in the morning. It is funny because over my journey here on YouTube, it has become earlier and earlier, because in the beginning I got up at 5, and then I got up at 4:30, and then it became 4, and I always felt like I don't have enough time. So at some point I settled at 3:30, and honestly, I could get up at 3 and still fill my time time, but anyhow, it is what it is. So I get up at 3:30, I take a shower, sometimes I already check some messages or whatever, I have a coffee, I have some kind of like a light meal, like a fruit, an apple, a banana, something like this, because I cannot work on an empty stomach. And I'm also very, very strict in my meals, that I'm keeping the times for my meals, because it's part of my therapy for my eating disorder. Okay, so anyway, this looks a tiny bit patchy, doesn't it? Okay, so let's see how we can solve this. I'm just trying to like push more product on, which does not always solve the problem, but anyhow. So basically around, let's say 4:15, I usually come down here to my studio with my big coffee, which is as tall as my head, usually with ice in it, because I get very, very warm while I'm doing makeup. I don't know, it is, for me, it's like a workout, kind of, you know? So, so I have my coffee here, and then I start, you know, to prepare my face, to do my eyebrows and all of that, because I always have my eyebrows on when I come on camera, right? So anyway, let's now go into the shade Dandy that I showed you in the beginning, and let's just place that right here at the rim of the first one. All right, then if I'm filming, and most of the time I seem to be filming, so then I start filming and I'm doing my makeup, and that lasts till about 6 o'clock. I know that at 6 a.m. I have to be upstairs, which means that, well, I'm filming in the basement, okay? My filming room is in the basement of my house. So I have to be basically in the kitchen. I have to make the lunch boxes for my children for school. And at around 6:30 I wake them up. That's not true. At exactly 6:30 I wake them up. So yeah, because everything in my house is going according to the clock, because if you have a household with so many kids, then you kind of have to be very organized. So in any case, I wake them up at 6:30, and at 7 or 5 or 10 minutes after 7 we sit down for breakfast. And I'm also very, very strict about having 2 family meals as much as possible, okay? Because also my oldest one, Akiva, who is now 14 and a half, he's going to high school, and he is not always at home, you know? He has very, very long school days, so it's not always possible, but as much as possible we're eating together. And also, I'm very strict about kids not leaving the house without having had a proper breakfast, because I'm so shocked when I see or when I hear from teachers that kids have come in the morning without having had breakfast, and then at like 9 o'clock or 9:30 they're hungry, and then maybe they didn't even have breakfast, like a lunchbox from home. And I'm like, what in the world? What are you parents doing? You know, these are your children, they're your responsibility. Okay, let's go in this one. That's the lighter version of this one. So this is the shade Flapper, I think. What does this mean? Flapper? Dandy? I don't know. Must have something to do with opulence, because that's the theme of the palette. Anyhow, so before I get on my little soapbox and start preaching about how to feed your children, like seriously, people. Anyhow, it is just something that I've noticed, because of course I am in like 500 million WhatsApp groups for all the teachers, and then of course the parents have to have their own WhatsApp group, and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of discussions about this, you know? So anyway, and I don't get it. It is so easy. Just set your children down, give them something to eat, and let them have a lunchbox. What is the big science in that? Like, really? Okay, so anyhow, we are leaving the house at 7:40 in the morning. I'm dropping off 6 out of my 7 children in their different places. And that's basically what it is. My oldest one, he goes with public transportation, because he has to go basically, well, to a different neighborhood where he has to go for about an hour with public transportation, because he's going to high school. Okay, so anyhow, that's what I do, and then I come home at around 8:15, depending on how the traffic is, because sometimes the traffic here in my neighborhood is so bad, and I sometimes get stuck in like really bad in a really bad situation and stuff, because everybody is heading to work, but I am heading home. You know, it's okay, let's have a drink. Okay, sweeties, I think I want to do something about this darkest shade. I don't like how this applied. So let us go in. Is this the right brush? Maybe. Let's try this brush. I'm gonna go in again in this shade Speakeasy. Wouldn't it be Speak Easy? But it's Speakeasy in one word. I don't know. So I'm just gonna go in with a bit of a more fluffy brush, and I'm going to try to get this a little bit more, I don't know, blended into the other shades. Overall, I think it looks good. It's just that this looks very unblended to me. Anyhow, sweeties, this is that. So I'm home, let's say around 8:15. Then usually I have to go and finish filming, because that is then when I film the intro, the outro of the video, of a video like this. I have to film the intro, right, and the outro, and I film the swatches and all of that. And then at 9 o'clock I do have my photo shoot, because we are using for the most part natural lighting. And that is when the lighting, the natural lighting is the best. But now, of course, because I'm filming this at the beginning of winter, we're still in fall, but like winter is around the corner. And that is, of course, when the lighting situation changes a lot. So we shall have to see how we reschedule. But usually at around 9 o'clock, I do have a photo shoot, which usually by now goes really fast. In the beginning, when I started my fashion blog, we had to take like, I don't know, 50-60 pictures in order to have like 7 that I can post. Now it is like I'm taking maybe something between 20 and 30, and then I have something like, you know, 20 or 18 to post. So because, you know, it has been a journey of growth also, you know, how to pose, where to look, what to do. It doesn't feel so awkward anymore the way it used to feel, like super awkward, and I was always very self-conscious, and it is not horrible anymore, you know, so that is good. Anyway, after that I am basically ready to go to bed, because by then I'm so exhausted. But of course I cannot, because this is then when I have to start well, doing laundry for 9 people every day, you know, stuff like that. And then also I do editing and all of these things. And then usually I'm just going to go in with a bone color matte here for the upper rim. Usually I also have, you know, something to organize. I don't know, sometimes it's just a play date, sometimes it is, you have to be how does one say that, in line on the phone. Can one stand in line on the phone, you know, to like wait in line to get some kind of an appointment set up, or who knows what, you know, stuff like that. Then of course I try to answer comments, I try to post on my social media, things like this. And then the time flies, like really seriously flies. And usually then because I also have to pick up my kids pretty early, at around, let me think, 1:20 at noon, I have to already make my round to pick up my kids. 6 out of the 7, because my son, as I told you, comes home by himself. So at 1:20 I leave to pick them up. But usually I leave earlier and I swing by the supermarket, or I swing by somewhere, you know, if someone tells me, well, my shoes just broke, I need new shoes or whatever. I usually try to get all of this done on the way to picking up the kids. And I also really prefer to not take my kids along for buying stuff like this, because it is such a process to take the kids along, and then they come with their ideas and with all of what else they need and what else they want, and it just blows out of proportion. So usually I'm trying to just buy them their sneakers or whatever. If they don't fit, I just go and exchange them. Overall, at the end of the day, it is still less time consuming for me, you know? So yeah. Anyway, is this now good enough? I don't know. Here in the inner corner it still looks like it is not so good, but let's see. Tiny little bit of touch up here. anyhow, I hope it looks good on camera. For me, this looks extremely unblended, and I'm not too happy about this first shade, but it is what it is. Okay, so sweeties, that is that. Then of course the kids come home, and we are usually at home at around 2 o'clock or shortly after. So that is when my kids eat lunch, and they sit down together and eat lunch. I of course have prepared the table and everything. They come home, they know that they have to give me the lunch boxes from school immediately, because otherwise they forget, and then I don't have enough lunch boxes to prepare for the next day. So they bring them to the kitchen, and then they sit down and have lunch. And this is then when I go upstairs, which is where my laundry room is and where my bedroom is, and I fold a load of laundry, and then I go down for a nap, because I have to, because I get up at 3:30, right? So I'm going down for a short nap while they are eating lunch. Otherwise, literally, I will not get through the day, you know, really, honest to God. Anyway, so after that, I will go back downstairs, I will have a coffee, I will probably have folded another load of laundry, and then I will do homework with my children, which is right now very, very intense, because you might know that I have my second set of twins just started first grade in September. So the load of homework, it is incredible. And sweeties, I didn't even know that this is not everywhere like this. I thought that this is how it is to have children in first grade, but I know now that actually in other countries there are like children don't even get homework or any assignments till they're like out of elementary school and stuff like this. I had no idea something like this existed. We have huge loads of homework every single day, you know. Kids come home, they eat, they rest for like I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, and then we sit down and do homework, which is a challenge, because one of my first graders, Malki, she is also on medication for her concentration, and by that time in the afternoon she doesn't have that anymore. It's not active in her body anymore, so it is very, very hard to get her to work then and not get up and I don't know, do something else, you know? Okay, so let's go into the black, which is the shade Noir. And let's put that one on. I have tried this one. I like this black. And I'm just gonna put that here. It dusts off a little bit. I just saw like a little cloud coming off here, but that's okay. As long as it doesn't settle on my forehead or something, I'm fine. Anyhow, but it is getting nice and dark, this look, so that is good. Alright, so that is that. So basically we are now at around 4:30. Usually I will then try to still get the video ready that is supposed to launch at 8 p.m. my time. And that is what I'm trying to do between doing homework and answering questions of the kids and settling their fights and all of that. And yeah, so let's go on with the look also. And I want to do these two, this one and this one, because this one even has a little bit of a purple. There is like a little bit of purple in this blue, you know, so I think I want to blend them into each other. So but let's start with the other one, which is the shade Ace, and I'm gonna put that here, and then I'm going to blend it into the dark blue a little bit closer to the black. So this here is going to be the main thing, I think. And then of course we move into the dark blue. All right, sweeties, at 5:30 I'm sending my kids upstairs to take showers. So they take showers while I'm preparing dinner, you know. So that is what I have to do. And also now it is easier, I have to admit, because I have older kids who can give showers to the smaller ones, you know. So the girls, the bigger girls help the smaller girls, and then the boys take their own shower, and the older ones help the younger ones. Of course, when that wasn't the case yet and all of my kids were still rather small, I had to give showers to all of them, which was, you cannot do anything else, you know. I have it down to an art that I can give a shower for like 3 minutes and be done per child, but yeah, it is a huge help that the kids can do it themselves now. Okay, Decadent is that dark blue shimmer. I'm gonna put that here, just here at the edge, and blend it into the black, and then we'll blend it all together. Alright, and then basically an hour later they're all done with their showers and they come down for dinner, and we have at 6:30 we have a family dinner, and that is that. Afterwards I usually spend some time still at the computer and of course clean up, you know, clean up in the kitchen and around the house and all of that. I've also taught my older kids to sort the laundry, like after the shower to sort the laundry and turn on the first machine again and stuff like that. It comes, you know, it is a lot of, you know, about training them, and which then makes my life easier in the long run, which is good. And I, you know, why shouldn't they help? They're old enough. Okay, this is good. I'm just going to apply this also with my finger. Yeah, this really pops way more when you do that. Alright, so basically at 8 o'clock the young ones go to bed, and there is no negotiating times in my household, as you might have worked out for yourselves right now. Okay, so 8 o'clock the little ones, which is the 3 little ones, they go to bed. The other ones are allowed to stay up till 9:30, and this is bedtime, and this is where we all sign out. And at 9:30 the house is quiet and everybody is in bed. And that is, well, not my husband and me, well, me maybe, but my husband very often works late and stuff like that. But anyhow, so that is basically a normal day. Now again, add to this whatever needs to be added of normal life when there is suddenly a repairman coming for something, or again if you suddenly need to quickly run to the supermarket again and get something, or pick up some medicine, or who knows what, you know, stuff like that. Plus we also live next door to my husband's parents, and they are both 90 plus, and they also need some assistance once in a while for the most part they are super self-sufficient still, thank God, but sometimes they do need some you know, help. So that is what we are also there for. And then of course I also do have a lot of contacts that want to be talking to me and seeing me and wants to get an answer from me and stuff like that. And of course I have my besties that I also want to basically spend some time with, usually daily, and that is a huge part of my life. So this is a normal day in my life. Now I have talked your ears off. I'm going to fix up this look. You're going to see the swatches and of course the other two looks, and we're going to meet here in just a second for the review part, so stay tuned. Okay, my lovelies, here we are, of course, with the finished look and the finished styling. You saw the other two looks and you also saw the swatches. Sweeties, the swatches were spectacular, weren't they? Oh dear Lord, this palette swatched so amazingly, both mattes and shimmers. So good. There is not a single dry shade. There is not a single shade that needs to be built up like crazy and whatever. So cool, really. And also all my swatches are always on a bare arm, just so you know, in case you're new here. Okay, that was an amazing experience to swatch this palette. It is like yoga for the brain, seriously. Okay, so let us zoom you in so you can take a closer look. Of course, in a second, as always, I'm also going to tell you how I finished the look. So this is how it looks. I also used one of the shades to create that liner, and I'm going to also talk about that in a second. Okay, sweeties, let's look at the palette. You do have, of course, 20 shades in this palette. This is the sleeve that it comes in. Really nice. I really like the color combination that they did here this time. Here's a bit of an explanation of the palette, and there are also ingredients down here, which is so small. But anyway, I personally don't care ever what is in the palette, like whatever, you know. Okay, so then this is how the palette looks from the outside in the front, and then also here in the back. And then, of course, as you know, I showed you already, this is how the palette looks. All right, you do have a very, very cool color scheme here. And as I already told you in the intro, if you're not scared of super, super dark and pigmented mattes, this, and if you're, of course, into this color scheme, this could be absolutely your thing. The performance was really, really solid. Now, for me personally, before I tell you how I finished the look, for me personally, the mattes are the star of the show. Definitely. They're really, really good. And also what you saw in my look, that I had a bit of a problem with this one. Actually, on the other eye that I did off camera, it performed much, much better. So I don't know. Sometimes it's just luck or bad luck or whatever, you know, because not every eye works the same. Not, you know, my performance is also not the same. I'm not a robot, you know. So just saying, in case you did get a bad impression about this shade or about something, it was not like that on the other eye. So just saying. Okay, now let me tell you how I finished the look. I actually have a black on my waterline, and then I have this shade here. This is a dark blue, or not, well, medium dark blue, because it's not the darkest. This is the darkest blue in the palette, but kind of a dark blue under my eye, and I blended it out with a hint of this purple shimmer here, you know. So this is how I finished the look. In my inner corner I actually have, let me get it, the Angel palette from Saints, Angels, Sinners. This is so, so cute, and I have this shade Marley. The shade Marley is like a iridescent, kind of a bluish, it has a bit of a blue hint to it. So this is what I have in my inner corner, and on my cheekbones I think I have Hendrix, which is this one here. Usually when I'm showing shades like this, you only see white, so never mind. Never mind that. Let me just quickly wipe my hands. Okay, sweeties, this is how I finished the look. Now, for the liner, before I forget, for the liner, obviously I used this one. This is the shade Revival, and I mixed it with Duraline from Inklot, and it worked super, super well. So that is the basics about the palette. You do have 20 shades. You have mattes and shimmers. You have cardboard packaging. You have a nice size mirror, and you do have shade names that are, I guess, on theme. I don't know. Hope, Noir, Gold Digger, Prohibition, maybe. I don't know. But you do have shade names. Okay, so let us talk a little bit more about this. What I don't personally get about this palette is the huge amount, compared to the size of the palette, the huge amount of light shimmers. Because you have this one, this one kind of also still kind of light, and then this one. Yes, they're all a little bit different. Does that make them necessary for the palette? I would say no. I would say it would be nicer to maybe have a lighter shade of this or a lighter shade of that, you know, and then maybe just have one champagne shimmer or something like this, you know. Now this one leans a little bit more towards the rosy kind of a thing, so you can pair that up really, really nicely also with, of course, the purple and the fuchsia shades. But still, I think it's a huge amount of neutrals that are sort of in the same color intensity, and I think this is wasted space personally. Can you do super, super nice looks like this? Of course you can, you know, of course you can. It's just, I feel it is a super huge amount of light neutral shimmers, you know. It would even be different if it would be mattes. I don't know. But in any case, it's a matter of taste, as always, you know, it's a matter of taste. Now, the rest of the color scheme, super, super intense, very dark. Don't be scared of dark shades. You know, this is very opulent, sweeties. Okay, now let us talk about the performance. The mattes were super, super nice, super pigmented, built well, blended well. I have to say that they do stain. There is a significant amount of staining, at least on me. Just so you know, I personally don't care, so whatever, but I feel like I should tell you in case you're sensitive to that, or I don't know, it bothers you or something, then I think you should know that there is staining definitely here. Beyond that, the only thing, again, which I usually have in these kinds of palettes from Beauty Bay, I do have a problem with the shimmer formula because it does crease on me. And I feel like lately I've been saying that a lot, you know, with a lot of palettes. Now, I don't know, is it me? Is it me who's changing, even though I have not noticed like a super huge change in me optically, you know, I haven't noticed anything. Maybe something is changing with my skin texture or something. I am getting older, you know, whatever. But I don't know if that is really it, or if it is that brands, different kinds of brands, because I've noticed this now with several brands, are coming out with maybe a different combination of shimmer shades. They're putting them together in a different way or something like this that is just more prone to creasing. I don't know. But with the Beauty Bay shimmers, I have had that basically in all of those palettes. Do I mind it super much? You know, it's not the best, but it is okay, and especially for the price. You can always fix it, you can always dab it out, you can always go in with a layer of Duraline together with the eyeshadow and make it solid. You know, there are ways to fix this, and it was also not like super extreme creasing and separating. It's just that for the eye who knows where to look, you see it, okay? But beyond that, I think this is a beautiful palette, and again, there was no doubt in my mind that I'm going to order this. First of all, it's easy for me to get Beauty Bay products because it is kind of closer to me and it's easy for me to order this. It gets to me in a reasonable amount of time. It only takes like something between 2 to 3 weeks. Which is, for me, this is like brilliant, you know? So beyond that, I'm kind of collecting these kinds of Beauty Bay palettes because I think they have something going there. All of them that they have come out with in this kind of setting, in this series, I think they have all been super beautiful, well put together, special, and I think they have been a real big hit, you know? So I don't know if other people had the experience of creasing, but for me definitely it was. And I used actually the eyeshadow primer that prevents creasing in my case, and that is the one from Natasha Denona, because I had a feeling, because I already know from the previous Beauty Bay palettes. So but even on this one there was some creasing. So might just be me, but you let me know what your experiences are. I haven't watched any other review about this, so I don't know what other people say about it, but that is my experience. Okay, sweeties, this is basically it. I hope you also did enjoy my story time. Please, of course, leave me your comments down in the comment section. Again, let me know what you want me to talk about and I shall absolutely consider it. Beyond that, of course, check out my description box because I have all my links to my social media. I have all my makeup listed there, and I have all my discount codes there and ways to support my channel if you wish to do so. Beyond that, of course, subscribe to my channel if you've made it till here and you will like it here and you are not yet part of my tribe. And I shall see you here super soon for my next video, and up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.